Yeah. Okay. So the roll-up summary field will help you to automatically calculate the child object basically. So the another one more relationship type is many-to-many relationship. So we have another one more relationship. It is called many-to-many relationship. So how do we create a many-to-many relationship? For example, customer can have a policy, or we can think about like our vehicle management system itself. So many-to-many means customer can have a, let's assume like there is a scenario, customer, there is a policy or insurance, right? I think that is a good one. Let's go ahead with the insurance. So customer will have an insurance. So one insurance can be enrolled by multiple customer, and one customer can enroll for different insurance, right? Like maybe building insurance, car insurance, vehicle insurance, like yeah. So the like we have a two table now. We have a insurance table. So let's create a one more object. So to achieve the many-to-many relationship, I'm going to create a one more object called insurance. Maybe let's go ahead with the insurance name. I'm going to bit fast now because we are familiar with all this. So within the insurance, I will say what I will put. What information we need to capture on the insurance?
Insurance number.
Yeah, let's say like, but insurance number is specific to the employee, specific to the customers, right?
Yeah, and first customer name.
Yeah, I
ID.
need a just a insurance detail. So basically, initially we'll capture the insurance detail because one customer can have a different like the same insurance. Let's say like a vehicle insurance. We have a vehicle insurance, and the vehicle insurance will be assigned to a multiple customers. And while assigning it, we have to capture like what is the number and what is the start date, what is the end date, and how many years. Like all this, we need to capture it. But that is while assigning the insurance to a customers. But generally, like on the insurance, we can have like a type, maybe like a pick list. Again, at the moment, I am okay with one field. That's fine. So let's see. Like yeah, just to create a relationship, I need a one field. That's fine. Yeah. Now we have insurance. Okay, assume like car insurance. Two-wheeler or building insurance. Okay, so now the vehicle provider of this insurance may be different. We can store it on the providers like the vendors. Okay, now we have a customer and we have an insurance. Now between these two, what is the relationship?
Customer.
Now what is the relationship between these two objects, like customer and the insurance? What is the relationship? One to one or one to many? What is the relationship?
It's many to many, right? A customer can have many insurance, right?
Yeah. So basically, customer can have a many insurance. Same way, one insurance can have a
multiple customers.
Many customers.
Many
One
customers,
insurance
yeah,
policy can have many customers.
Okay. So to create a many-to-many relationship, we have to follow these steps. Like I just put together like some steps. So we need to identify the two parent object. So in our case, customer is the one parent. Insurance is the another parents. Then create a junction object called enrollment. So assigning the enrollment, basically the insurance is enrolling, he is enrolling, the customer is enrolling to an insurance. So we need a one object to make the relationship for a many-to-many. We need an additional one more object called junction object. We call it as a junction object. So junction objects between these two. Then while creating a junction objects, the object reference key always auto number, and no need to create a tab for junction object because this junction object can be accessed either this object or this object. So no need a separate tab for this. And in junction objects, create a two master or lookup relationship, one for first parent and another for another parent. Is that clear?
Yeah, my question is, why do we need to go for a junction object?
Otherwise, like how do we achieve master many-to-many relationship? So let's say if we create a customer lookup on a vehicle, so let's say on an insurance, so let's say on building insurance, if you have a lookup to a customers, okay, let's say like this building insurance go into a customer John. Now the same building insurance go into Peter also, right?
Yeah.
Where do you specify that? See, for your scenario, let's say like I am creating, assume like insurance as a child object. I'm going, let's create a one lookup on the insurance. Let's see. I'm doing this one wrongly, but again, I know this is wrong, but I want to explain, show it to you. So why like we are creating additional custom objects. So I'm just creating a customers. So basically new save. So now we have a building insurance. This building insurance associated to a, where is the field? Still the field is not up here. Just give me a second. Yeah, edit. The field is here, but it's not coming up. Just I will go back and switch back. Okay, so if I click on the insurance, building insurance.
Hello.
Okay, so let me still, it's not appear that field, but again I will edit it. Let's see. No. Because of the, this is just mainly cookies. So give me a second. So the field is appear here, but while editing it is not coming. So no, still is not coming. I will go to insurance. Edit. Yeah, it's coming here. So let it be. Now just go back to the lighting experience. Maybe you guys like, yeah, you won't get an issue, but only this is my system. Yeah. Look, now I just assign the building insurance to a John. Now the same way, I want to assign the building insurance to Peter. We have two customers, right? Like now I need to assign the building insurance to Peter. How I will do that? We will go and create another one more lookup. No, right?
No.
Or we have to create another one more insurance, like the name it as a building insurance. And then link it to Peter. Now what will happen? There are two building insurance, which is duplicating. One for John, one for Peter, I know, but again, it's duplicating in the insurance table, right?
Yeah.
So which is not good. So if there are like a 10 customer, you may create like a 10 building insurance, 10 car insurance. So which is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So to avoid that, we need a one more junction objects. So generally, if you want to create a many-to-many relationship between the two objects, yeah. So between the two objects, if you want to create a many-to-many relationship, you have to create a junction object, which is custom objects. So create a one more junction objects. So let me delete this first. Okay. So create a one more junction object called enrollment. Okay. And while creating a junction objects, this field, it should be an ID, enrollment ID. No need like a text, because if you are putting a text, unnecessarily you need to enter the value, but we don't want to enter any value, just it's a auto number field. So EID, enrollment ID, I will say digit. Again, this digit go for maximum 10 digit, and overall the limit, character limit is 18, 18. So here I will go for 1, the starting number. No need to create a tab. I don't want to create a tab, just save it. Now, if you didn't create a tab, you cannot access that tab over here. The enrollment tab is not available because we don't want to create a tab basically. So now within the enrollment object, create a first parent. So I will go ahead with the master. Create a first parent to a customer. And create another parent. Which is insurance. So one master detail to a customer, another master detail to a insurance. Two parent, right?
Okay.
So I'm done it. Now, if you go for a customer on the related list, you can see there is an enrollment. You can simply enroll building insurance. Same way, if you go for a Peter, you can simply enroll building insurance. So at that time, we are not duplicating it. Now, in this enrollment object, you can have additional fields. Let's say insurance number, start date, end date. So on the junction objects, create additional fields. Say, I will go for a text field. Start date and time.
I have a question. If we design the object properly, then do we get rid of this junction object? Am I correct?
No, for many-to-many relationship, compulsory you need to go for a junction objects.
Okay.
Without junction objects, you cannot achieve the many-to-many relationship. First of all, you need a junction objects to achieve the many-to-many relationship. So let's say, for example, one customer with a product. So customer can purchase the multiple product. One product purchased by multiple customers. Same way, one customer can purchase multiple product. So to make the relationship between the customer and the product, you have to create a one more object called a purchase. So within the purchase, you have to specify which customer, which product, what quantity. So the purchase is the junction object.
Okay.
So the purchase will act as a junction object in that case. You're getting right?
I got it now. Okay.
Yeah. What about others?
I'm good, Sampath.
Okay. So let's say like if I go for a same data, already I just created one, no enrollment. Let's create a new enrollment. Building insurance number something, and the start date I will say today, and the end date will be a next year. So let's say 2021, 1 year. See, Now, if you want to see the full detail, just click on it. You can see all the detail. Peter, insurance name, what is the insurance type, all this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's similar to our customer and the product relationship. So now customer can buy a multiple product, same product purchased by multiple customers. So to have it, you need to have a purchase is the one custom junction objects. So from the purchase, you can have a link. So let's say, so customer, product. I will go ahead with the order. Order is the junction objects. Within the order, you need to have a customer ID and the product ID, right? So now
Yeah.
order object, we call it as a junction objects. So because these two objects act as a parent, order act as a child. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. So I think like that's all for the relationship type. Yeah. We have a 10 more minutes more. So I think like, yeah. So let's go through the page layouts. So on the relationship, any questions? Anyone? Okay. So if you don't have any questions, so I think like I'm happy to discuss the layout.
Sampath, this is Srini. I have a basic question.
Yeah.
Sampath, you have been enabling some of the fields. That is, you're saying as it's a mandatory one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if, for example, I'm just forgetting to enable some of the fields, which is mandatory.
Yeah.
It's possible to do it after some time. After the
Yes.
once the object is created, we can able to do it.
So you can go back to the objects and you can enable like if the field you want to make it as a mandatory globally, there is a record options. Required, mandatory.
Okay.
So, and also I don't recommend to make the globally mandatory, because if you make it as a global mandatory, even if you are doing for any API integration or any other integrations, or if you are doing any Apex coding, like through coding, you are creating a record, it will be an issue. So to avoid that, simply you can go for a layout. On the layout, you can make a required field. So if I go for this layout, the vehicle layout, so on the object manager, okay, so there is a layout, edit. So on the page layout level, you can make a mandatory, so required. This is not globally mandatory. Basically on the layout level, it's a mandatory. So who are all accessing this layout, they must enter the value. But through database, if you are creating via API tool or maybe like via any other ETL tool, at the time, this field is not a mandatory. But if you make it as a global mandatory means on the field level, if you make it as a mandatory. So if I go here, so if we make it as a mandatory over here, it's a global mandatory. If you are doing for any, like if you are trying to insert a vehicle from any other ways, like through ETL tool or through API or through user interface, all the ways it's a mandatory field, it's globally mandatory. So I don't.
When you say global mandatory, it is doing the setting at the custom object level, right?
Yes, it's a object level, database level itself. It's setting. It's a database level. It's setting the mandatory basically.
Okay.
So if once the database level, if you're setting up, then using the API, if you are inserting a new vehicle, you have to be that field has to be mandatory. You have to provide the values. But if I do it via layout, page layouts level, if I make it as a mandatory, at the time we are not making the mandatory on the database level. Just a view in the user interface level, we are making the mandatory. So only it's mandatory for user interface level, not the database level. So now if you are trying to connect the database to a ETL tool, during that time, the model is not a mandatory. You can push it like without model. So that is the main difference. So again, depends on the requirement. You can make the mandatory whenever we need. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think like the layout is big topic, I believe. So we'll cover tomorrow that one for the layout. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
yeah, let's cover the layout and other stuff tomorrow. So tomorrow I will try to make it like again 2-hour sessions, and I will try to complete like the layout level and other stuff. So this week we will try to complete like object related oriented stuff, and next week we will go for like a user levels, how to create a users, manage the users, and security. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please ask. And also what I will do, I will create a one Excel sheet and I will assign the homework like the today task. So I think like the today task will be just to prepare your applications and just prepare the configuration workbook. Only these two is your task. So you can create a one more developer account and prepare the configuration workbook. These two, like and then if it's possible, go and create a object in Salesforce based on your configuration workbook. So come up with your own applications, what application you are trying to build in Salesforce, and come up with like the configuration workbook. I will share this folder to you guys and clone this file like this Excel sheet, and you can make the configuration workbook. Okay. And can I have your email ID, please? Just ping me in the chat window so I can just quickly share the document. I just put together like one folder. Let me find out that folder. November weekend batch. Yes, this is the task. Okay. So this sheet I will share with everyone and come up with like a So creating a developer arc, preparing the configuration workbook. I will put like a today date, not an issue. And then if possible, try to create a ERD diagrams using the draw.io, create a ERD diagrams. And you can go ahead and create a application objects with the fields. These two will go through it tomorrow. So basically 1, 2, 3, these two will go through it tomorrow. I will show you like how to create a TrialEd account and how to link the TrialEd modules. We'll go through this tomorrow. Okay, and put me your email ID and then I will send you the link. Yeah, I just chat window. Yeah, I got it.
And you're going to share these links as well, right? Something.
Yes, I'm going to sing the I'm going to share this with your emails. So just I think the meeting going to be ended quickly, so I will grab it as soon as possible. So
now are we going to meet at the same time tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow same time. Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Okay then. So I will send you the email like shortly. So with the video and everything. Yeah.
Thank you, Sampath.
Okay then.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye.